Welcome to Herf Zone Live. I'm here every Tuesday to bring you the best content weekly. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, search for Team Shirtless Mike, and follow on Facebook at Shirtless Mike. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Shirtless Mike 2020. See what goes on in my life, and hopefully I can see what goes on in yours. Herf Zone Live is expanding. Get your product in front of hundreds of viewers every single week. Let me advertise your cigar or product to my audience. DM me. Let's exchange information and get you a part of the Team Shirtless Mike team. Well, what is going on, everybody? It is finally here. It's Tuesday. It's been an awesome day. I hope your day has been well as well. So, yeah, it's been an awesome week so far. Not that much time goes by without me addressing the beauty of life. You know what I mean? So uh, there's still some people tuning in, and everybody's coming through. If you are watching currently, if you want your comment to be shown on screen, either view via YouTube or on my Shirtless Mike like page, and you can interact with us throughout the broadcast and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, waiting patiently from the Cigar Hustler Universe Podcast Network Green Room, where you'll find a Cigar Hustlers podcast and the Chet and Palmer Shit Show. Welcome to Herf Zone Live, Mr. Matt Booth. What's going on,
Oh,
Sexual
oh,
Harris?
I'm sorry. I was just flipping through, this periodical. Uh, I become so fatigued, shirtless Mike, with so many of these magazines. They put me on the front. I don't. It becomes fatiguing to keep up. You understand, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I
A
saw
man
I
of your
saw that.
stature.
I saw that, man. I have not been on the cover of a magazine yet, but I have written an article for a small time magazine. So,
You'd be on the cover of my magazine if I ever had one. And by the way, I would like to address first and foremost in your intro, you say something about you're going to know what's going on in someone else's life or something like that. What it was,
exactly.
it's like, Borat knew what was going on in certain people's lives as well. I think he said he went to the big city and put cameras in the ladies' toilet. Is this the way that you want to know what's going on in people's lives?
Yes. And speaking of Borat, I actually sold cigars the other day to somebody from Kazakhstan. They were
Nice.
in
How
town,
did
and they
how
was
did
like,
did you ask him about Borat?
no,
I
he's the
wonder.
one that brought it up. he was like, I know you heard, seen the movie Borat, and he brought it up before I had a chance to say anything. So that was
Well, he's
dope.
like a national treasure for them. You know,
Like, yeah, I was surprised that somebody from Kazakhstan was at little old Smoke Ring 72 in Merritt Island, Florida. And oh, I see you smoking that new goodness. Tell us
hmm
about the new 13th anniversary cigar, man. We've been seeing it all over. Just give us that glimpse of it, brother.
no, not yet. Now, this. Do you see it? Do you
Yes.
see? Do you
Yeah.
see this fine exterior, tautly wrapped shell of fine premium leaf,
Yes.
encapsulating even finer and dare I say THICC tobaccos? Pink. It's nice.
Beautiful. And you're lighting it with a Bic. Only real people in the industry light their cigars with Bics.
It makes fire, dog.
Hell yeah. So yeah, man. So you were holding up that magazine when you first came on camera. Uh and I've seen you post about it online and everything. Tell us about getting in the ATF magazine, like what that experience was been like for you, brother.
It's very different than ATM magazine. That experience was very vastly different. That magazine should be out in October, if you're familiar.
No, just ATF. Was it
I see.
ATM? I'm sorry.
Yes. Are you you're not familiar with ATM, shirtless Mike?
I'm familiar with an ATM. Are you fucking with my head?
Not the machine, Mike. The action. God
No.
bless it. I'm sure your viewership is. It's quite fine. They'll fill you in the comments. So the experience with ATF, not M,
Yeah.
was delightful. These are some like-minded individuals that have started this Maxim-esque magazine, full lifestyle, comprehensive lifestyle, but centered around the tripod of delight, which we will call alcohol, tobacco, firearms, right? Which I happen to dabble in all three of these things pretty feverishly. So I think that they selected me to be you know a participant, participation.
Awesome. Now, you're fresh off the PCA, man, and and we're gonna talk about the recent news and everything, but we'll just talk about PCA here because, you were there, and I've seen pictures, I've seen all kinds of fun stuff. Like, what was your experience like this year with PCA, with coming in with Room 101? People's reactions to the new the news of you selling the brand to Scandinavian Tobacco, but still working directly with them.
Well, first of all, I'm grateful I didn't get fucking COVID because this
Yeah,
seemed to be the super spreader event of our industry, from what I understand.
yeah,
Two, good, sign the waiver or not, super spreader. Now, uh, in terms of the reception of the news, it was fantastic, man. A lot of support, a lot of heartfelt support and congratulatory messages transmitted to me. You know, I think that for me, not only is the fact that we were able to build a brand that was enticing and appetizing to effectively one of the largest companies in this industry, but I see this as the beginning of the next level for the boutique game. Period.
absolutely.
This is the first acquisition of a craft brand by a major entity in this business, but I highly doubt it will be the last.
Oh,
It's very
absolutely,
exciting.
absolutely. Now your role, you're still creatively, working. Now, are you coming on with General Scandinavian Tobacco? Um,
Mm-hmm.
are you working on other projects within that, like under their umbrella? Are you only working with Room 101?
Well, about 2 years ago, they retained me as a design consultant, right? And I
Okay.
worked with Justin Andrews to rebuild two of their company-owned brands, which actually were daylit at PCA in my booth. Very exciting. One is Sancho Panza, and the other
Hmm.
is Los Stados Deluxe. Uh, both both very different from one another, but both I think equally intriguing and appetizing with the refresh both in aesthetics and in product itself. And then that relationship is what led to the conversation about possibly a larger scale, larger, bigger picture move with Room 101 as a brand. So first and foremost, my chief focus is to continue to be the caretaker that I've always been for Room 101 and make sure that all of its projects are developed and directed as I see suitable for this brand. But I'm not opposed to helping out with whatever the fuck, man. You know?
Hell yeah. Now, are you, I understand, you obviously come up with, the new stuff will come out, but are you keeping a lot of the same portfolio as this new transition has happened, or is there going to be
Yeah.
some stuff that's going to be canned?
Well, everything that is currently offered in market from Room 101 remains, right? And my mission now, just as it was prior to acquisition, is to continue to foster the growth of the brand. You know, we have to continue to expand its footprint responsibly, and continue to develop SKUs that are healthy extensions of existing brands, as well as, you know, reintroducing brands that I think that people that follow or did follow at one point, Room 101 Cigars, would be very interested to see alive again, you know, like the Darumas and the Uncle Lees and all these things. So this is all part of the master plan.
Awesome. Now, forged is where, you know, retailers, you know, it's where we can, you know, the retailers can order and everything. Like, how is that transition? Has that transition happened yet with you know, being able to order, you know, because you went from one distribution with La Polina to this, you know, and obviously it was happened right before PCA and all that. Like, with, you know, because I've heard of retailers having like issues with trying to get it like right away, like right after the transition. So I'm just trying to see when retailers are able to officially start ordering from Forged. Is that possible now? Have you guys been working on that? Like, what's
I
up
mean, they
with
can
that?
place orders. They can place orders immediately. We're going to open the gates on Shipping Room 101 tentatively within the first week of August.
Okay.
So basically, right now.
All right. Yeah. So, you know, because we carry room 101. So my boss, that was a slick question to you know, you know, from my boss. I was like, the way you're wording this, I'm going to have to word it a little bit differently. So, but, but yeah, most definitely, man. We still have a
God
really,
damn, Mike! You see how nice that shit looks? Look at that.
oh,
Look
that's
at that.
sexy. That's sexy.
You know that's right. You
That's
know that's
sexy.
sexy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
So,
sorry, you were
anyway,
saying something.
yeah.
Got
So I
so
lost my
excited.
train of thought now. Yeah, it's okay. But anyway, so we got a little bit of, you know, we have a lot of people that are enjoying Room 101 still. I have a guy, shouts out to my boy Nelson. He comes in every single day. He buys a Doomsayer Aggressive every single day.
Mm,
And this guy used to be a strictly Padron smoker,
oh my
like the
goodness.
Padron 1000 series. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, we're trying to make sure that we can keep you know, Room 101 intact, because my boss, he's a little impatient, you know, he likes to know timelines, I should say, not impatient, but he likes to, you know timelines.
Tell
So,
him soon.
oh, absolutely, he's probably
Just
watching this.
soon. Just soon.
Absolutely. Now, at PCA this year, you had a freaking strip pole, a stripper pole there.
So what if I did?
How was it?
Where were you? You weren't there to work it.
Nah.
Upsetting. Disappointment number one, actually, in my trade show.
Yeah, I understand.
You were needed and you
We
were
did
not
not
there.
go as a shop, so I had to hold the fort down. It's not easy being a superstar.
I
It's not easy.
understand.
It's not easy being a superstar, but hopefully next year, I got enough relationships now to where I could work with somebody to make their time easier to be able to go, and then I could take part in the shenanigans.
Nice.
I saw a video. I'm not gonna say who. I just saw a video of somebody working it.
You know, several people enchanted us with their acts of interpretive dance. It was quite nice. And it was a nice place to have private conversation behind the flowered wall, you see. It was a little private area. It was all closed off. It was very nice.
Yes. Now, Kevin Shahan said that he got a cigar from a glory hole. Was there even a glory hole too? 'Cause I'm
Now look,
surprised.
Kevin
I'm
Shahan
surprised.
Kevin Shahan received a cigar sample from a cigar sampling unit. Okay.
So no glory holes.
Well, I mean, tomato, shirtless Mike. I don't know. Maybe his mind's in the gutter or in the truck stop restroom. I don't know.
Oh, I had to correct him. He said glory home. I was like, "What's a glory hole? You mean glory hole?"
It's amazing.
I
It's
mean,
like
I'm
your
surprised.
grandma trying to say glory hole. It's like, that glory home is very nice.
I mean,
Fine crocheted
typically you don't get.
pillows.
Typically, you don't reach out and grab cigars in a glory hole, but we know this.
But perhaps if there was one brand of cigars to do so, it would be Room 101.
Oh, absolutely. I would listen if I heard of that happening. I'd be like, I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not.
You know?
Oh, absolutely. Now, speaking of Mr. Shahan and his glory hole, he has a
Hmm.
question here. He said, What are your
He is a
thoughts
glorious hole.
on members of media saying that the STG should not have been represented in your booth? They should have gotten their own booth."
Well, STG as a company, I think it's debatable if they were represented as a company. I very proudly represented projects that I afforded my touch and design to, and my collaborative sprinkling of molestial seasonings. So the only things that were presented in my booth were things that I had direct involvement in. Whether or not they distribute those products, I mean, they distribute Room 101. I mean, I guess if you wanted to create conversation for the sake of creating conversation, you could also ask why Room 101 as a brand was showcased there if Forged, in fact, is distributing that product as well, right?
Mhm.
Touche,
Absolutely.
bitches.
Touche. Oh, we got Mr. Smoking Tobacco, the newlywed. The
Fucking
PCA.
super spreader number one, right there. Unbelievable.
Okay, now he just snitched on himself of where I saw the video.
Mm. My phone is heating up here. It's in the sun. Hold on, I gotta hold it now. Hold on. Unbelievable.
No worries.
Un-
What's the weather like out there right now? Is it hot, warm,
it's
beautiful?
80. It's nice, man.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, man. It's very nice. I mean, as nice as it could be without you by my side, shirtless Mike. As you
Oh
know,
yeah, most
I'm very
definitely.
partial to
When are
your
you gonna
company.
come to Florida? Because next time you come to
Soon.
Florida, I shall, I shall uh, be meeting up because I know the last time this was the Florida release. I was invited to the Florida release of the Room 101 gin, and
Mm.
I was trying to make it, and something came up last minute or something. I forget what the reasoning was, and then you ended up catching the COVID.
I didn't make it either. I had COVID. So
Yes,
neither one of us made it.
from what I heard, you even make your own event. But you know what though, you have the most excuse because obviously you had to take care of your health first. Now, did you have like really bad to where you were just down?
It was pretty bad, man. I mean, I've had it a couple times. Each time has been pretty fucking unpleasant. I won't lie. I know it's a very individualized experience, right? Um, I'm not going to say I was deathly ill, but I would prefer to not feel like that ever again in my life.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's anytime you get sick, right? Like doesn't matter what the sickness is
That's correct. Touche again.
or any bodily injury or anything like that. I recently hurt my knee, which is it's
Oh,
recovered now,
fuck.
but I slipped in the bathroom before I left for work one Saturday morning, and yeah, let's just say that first day I was able to get up and I was able to move my knee and everything, so I knew it wasn't shattered or nothing. I didn't need
Hmm.
medical attention, but that whole day I was walking very slow. I had to explain to people. I was like, I could do everything I could do, but I'm hurting like really bad. But it took a couple weeks, but everything was good. So
Yeah, the knee's a rough one, bro. You're lucky it was only a couple weeks.
yeah, most definitely. I mean, you know what really worked was the biofreeze. That stuff I would put that
Mm.
on before I went to sleep, and that biofreeze. I had to make sure I washed my hands though, because I reached down there to scratch my
Right.
balls. You gotta wash your hands after you use the biofreeze.
Antarctic sack, you know? Amazing.
Oh my God. Kevin says rubbing one out before work is never a good idea. You get in a rush. The next thing you know, knee injury.
You slip,
I
you
mean,
fall, you pull a ligament. You know.
I mean,
I get it.
Kevin of all people knows
He
he
knows very well.
very well. He got it a lot worse than me. He's also a little bit older than me, so older people it takes time,
Oh my
more time.
goodness. Kevin
I mean,
Chet,
I
are
think
you
he
going to
fell
take
off.
that from him, Kev?
I think he
You going to
fell
take
off a
that from
ladder
him?
or something like that. Oh my God. So you recently did the gun piece. What kind of gun was that again? I'm not a firearms guy. I support that, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't do notes anymore. I need to start doing notes again because I would be a
Fuck
lot more
notes.
organized. I would be a lot more
You're doing amazing.
organized.
You know what
Oh,
you're
I
talking about. Fuck that. It's
yeah.
about you
So
being
tell us.
you, the beautiful porcelain babushka cherub that you are. Just being authentic to
uh,
yourself, to your shirtless vision.
Oh, absolutely. Now, so tell us about that new gun piece because that was beautiful, man. Like
Which one? Oh shit, the bronze
all
Glock.
of them. Yeah, the Glock. Yes, it was a Glock. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
man. We cast a 1-to-1 replica of a Glock 19 in solid bronze.
Yes.
I just got a hair up my ass, and I said I want to do these cool objects that have a really signature profile or silhouette, And I feel like the Glock, as a handgun, is probably like the Louis Vuitton duffel bag of the pistol world, right? And I'm not trying to relate brands in terms of luxury. What I'm trying to do is like from a block away, I think more people than not could identify, oh, that's a Louis Vuitton bag or a Leroy Vuitton, depending on where it was purchased. But same with the Glock. I think it's a very signature profile, and I thought it would make for a very cool object. And to my knowledge, not saying it hasn't happened, I've just never seen someone do that before. You know,
Oh, absolutely. Uncle Larry says throw the notes out for this cat, Mike. Absolutely. I mean, the last time you were on the show, I had some notes, which guided me a little bit, but it's so much better without them. I don't know. I mean, I know what
just
we're
get
talking
crazy.
about, and we're just fucking getting crazy. Oh, I got some stuff planned for later in the show too. We're gonna look at
Good
your
God.
looks. We're gonna look at your looks throughout the years. I
Oh,
got them
nice.
got them all loaded up, and then you can
You
tell
just
me what.
pulled the like the in sync posters of me off your bedroom wall, and we're gonna go over them.
No, I'm not that obsessive, but you just gave me a
Okay.
new idea.
hmm Teen beat, bro. You've got me, bro. It's fine. I like it. I like to know that we have this kind of connection. It's
Oh,
fine.
absolutely. All right, so Mr.
Wallpaper
Tobacco,
your restaurant. What's this say?
he says you want some juice. Ask him about soup plantation.
He keeps playing the soup plantation card in our interviews, and I'm not going to stand for it. Don't let him. Don't let him take you down that rabbit hole, man. Don't let him do it. It's a horrible establishment. Vile. Are they even open? They don't deserve to be.
Somebody has a question here. It says, "Is the gin available online?" We'll talk about the gin next.
It's available online to 33 states, shipped direct to your door.
Yes, because we have to follow the laws here
Allegedly.
to the best of our ability.
I would suggest that whatever you do is your business.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have any type of business licenses, you got to follow the law. If you don't, you can fake it.
There are retailers that will ship, like I said, to over 30 states.
Uh huh.
It really has more to do with the receiving end in terms of the regulation in that state. But there are a couple outlets, caskers.com, another outfit named Flaviar. and of course, Mr. High Time Wine in Costa Mesa, California. Big shout out to those guys.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Oh, so tell us about how your gin is doing. You've had it out for quite a while now. Um, and like what? How
Coming up on
did you
5 years.
decide gin? 5 years.
Coming up on 5 years in market. We're currently available in 8 states, direct and on and off premise retail, and then again, by mail order and far more. And the whole idea here is in line with our overarching company philosophy that we build things by a grassroots and guerrilla tactic, and build solid foundation beneath our feet, so that um, harder to have the rug pulled out from underneath you that way. You know what I mean? So slow and
Oh
steady
yeah.
wins the race in that game, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, for 5 years out there, but then you're really hearing about it a lot more. Even though you've been out there. So, um, has anybody created any interesting drinks so far with your gin that you know of?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, there are a ton of cocktails that our gin mixes delightfully within, as well as uh, take down your beautiful little suck pipe, neat, or on the rocks.
Absolutely. Candy for Breakfast asks, is the gin intended to pair with a particular cigar?
Yes, with Room 101 cigars.
Absolutely. Good God, there's people out here trolling here. Room 101 gin Namakumbi. He made that one, he says. Good God.
He did. I think he did. He put it on the internet and everything. That actually happened.
This guy. So, do you have any plans to expand, your spirits, to go into a different spirit, or are you just gonna stick with the gin for the near future?
For the near future, man, I mean, the idea is to build our brand as a gin brand in that space. You know, of course, if the right opportunity, the right set of dominoes were set up in front of us, I wouldn't hesitate to knock them down. But for now, I'm very interested in building in the gin category.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Hey, did you most recently, one of my sponsors, you know them very well. You've done an interview with them, but have you seen my new ink? I'm gonna show it to you. Hold on.
Good God! Oh shit! Look at that.
Yeah, man. So
Very cool.
I got that new ink. They're proud supporters. They sponsor when you're down below and you nobody can see or hear you. And I just give them a shout out before I bring you on the screen. So I
I
got
love
some
those
sponsors
guys,
for
man.
this thing. Yeah, awesome guys. So what's funny is I they didn't think I would do it, but I did it. And lucky for them, there's a tattoo shop right next door to the shop that I work at. So
Hmm.
I just walked over there, got it priced out. They sent me the check, and the rest is history.
Amazing. Look at you.
Now I used to work with a different tattoo guy, but he ended up moving away. So he did everything thus far. He kind of learned how to make do tattoos in prison and all that. And
Hmm.
so my tattoos are slightly better than a prison tattoo, but they're what I wanted. I wanted to keep it simple. So let's talk about tattoos for a moment. So you have a plethora of tattoos out there on your body. Do you work
I
with the
have
same
one.
artists?
I work
Do
with
you
a
work
couple different guys.
a couple different guys?
Yeah.
About how
Uh,
many tattoos do you have so far? Like,
I have one.
so it's just one, but it's one big one. I know you got a shit ton of them.
It's a bodysuit, man. It's one
Oh yeah,
tattoo.
I forget it's the bodysuit. What made you decide
Daddy's
to do
sweet
the?
cakes and everything.
What made you decide to do a bodysuit? I forgot it was a freaking bodysuit, which
I
is
don't know, man. I guess, there's a point in tattoo collection, when you're just like, fuck it, I'm here. I'm 25% of the way there. Why don't we just go for it? Bodysuit is the goal, shirtless Mike.
I think I know one other person who has a bodysuit or pretty close to it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not a rarity, but for those you might personally know, I mean that's a lot of time and dedication. Like, how
Shit
long has it
hurts.
been? Yeah. What part on your body hurts the worst?
Oh man, there's a couple, right? So anything belly and like lower hip, not on the exterior, but like uh, encroaching upon the sweet meat, and then ribs for sure, excruciating. Parts of the back are highly unpleasant. That's all very tender in there.
Oh yeah. For me, right here across my chest, shoulder to shoulder across my chest, that's hurt. That was my second tattoo right there.
Yeah, that hurts, but the lower parts of the stomach are 10x that, man, easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Fucking
haven't decided where I'm gonna
bums
get
me out.
anything next. Huh?
It bums me out because I
Oh, I
love
bet.
wearing them. I just
Yeah.
dislike getting them.
Yeah. Well, the last tattoo I get, it's been several, the Cigar Hustlers podcast tattoo. That one, I got back problems now, and I was laying flat on my back. I had to get up about 2 times, even though it didn't take that long, because just laying there on the
Mm-hmm.
hard surface, it was craziness.
I get it.
All right, hold
I
that thought.
empathize.
I do have to shout out my other sponsor mid show here, and then we're gonna get into some more goodness. So give me one moment, and then I'll bring you back in just a moment. All right, so Herf Zone Live is sponsored by Nomos Cigars, rated 91 in Cigars and Spirits magazine. Nomos is a full body 6x56 cigar that features a rich, full flavor accomplished with a high quality construction and exclusive aging process. Once the fine cigar is born, it immediately begins our exclusive Nomos Aging Process nap. While each cigar naps, it continues to develop its unique aroma and flavor that sets itself apart from any other cigar the world over. It is a delicious medium smoke resulting from the finely aged Cameroon wrapper and blend of 8-year-old Seco Dominican filler and 5-year-old Nicaragua Criollo filler. The Indonesian Sumatran binder finishes the cigar ingredients with the finest quality tobacco available. This exclusive blend provides a beautiful smoke right down to the last nub. Check out nomoscigars.com for info on where to find retailers that carry Nomos cigars. Orders also available on their website, and also follow them on Instagram at nomoscigars.com. All right. So we're back. All right. So let's see here. Cigar Prop was asking if it's a full body suit. He said because mine wraps around, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what he means.
Me neither. Who knows? I think we're s-
Very curious.
I think we're paying too much attention to the comment section right now.
Look, man, I'm paying attention to you. You're paying attention to that. So
Oh, I'm paying attention to you. Trust me.
you're in charge here, man.
Oh, absolutely. So
How
this
often do you
part of
hear
the
that?
oh, quite a bit.
Who the fuck tells you that?
I'm just playing. I tell myself that.
Okay,
All right, so this
you're in
next
charge.
part here, so I thought this would be fun to kind of walk down memory lane because, other shows will ask you the same questions. I try not to be, asking the same boring questions. Try to be different with everything. So I'm gonna put up a different picture of Matt Booth from a different time period, and you could just kind of comment on it, and let us know
Do they
kind of
have to
where you.
guess when it was?
They could guess where it was, although I cannot
No,
see the
when.
comments because I don't have the comments pulled up on my end. Um, but you could just talk about it or whatever. Just it's nice to go down memory lane. Total of 14 years. On the factory level. In the cigar industry, 13 as far as making your own, having your own brand of cigars and all that. It's nice to just take back and look at where you started at and look at where you're at now. You know what I mean? Because the image has changed quite a bit, but it's the same old Boofy.
Thanks, man.
All right, this one's gonna be a special treat. Don't ask how I found it. The power of the internet.
Oh shit! Damn.
What year was that?
That is V.1. That is 2009.
Interesting. And where was this? Was this in North Carolina, or was
That
Coop
was in
not
the
in North?
yeah. That was in the Carolinas, man.
That's probably the most youngest picture I've ever seen of Coop.
Look at us. Stars in our eyes.
You had no
Jet plant
facial
bug in our
hair.
hands.
Little bit
You
of
know.
little bit of a shadow, maybe. I can't really tell. Man,
Coop looks
but
amazing. Look at him.
yes, still not a lot of hair on the top of his head, but the same old Coop. He looks like way young. He doesn't look that much aged, if you know what I mean. He's a young looking man.
Well, Coop is like a time vampire.
Yeah.
It's like Coop, Johnny Depp, Tom
Oh,
Cruise,
exactly.
Pharrell. These people. They time doesn't own them. They own time.
Absolutely. And I don't even know if these pictures are in order. I try to just do different orders, but boom, look at that.
Oh shit! Look at that.
What time period was that? Was that around the same like
That that was from a feature that Inked Magazine did on our brand, and I'm gonna say, fuck, man, that was probably like '08, something like that.
oh wait. Yeah, that's around the time late '08. Sometime I can't remember the exact month or date, but that's when I started enjoying premium cigars. I mean, the hair though. You gotta look at the hair. You look like a Dragon Ball Z character.
Yes.
All right, now let's see the next thing here.
Oh shit! Look at that.
That hardly even looks like you. Like even like what was that? Must have been earlier than '08, right? Or was it still like
No, that was '09. That was part of the first ad campaign for Room 101 cigars.
man? That's wild. What's up, buddy? How you doing? This is a family show. When family come on.
Shirtless Mike.
What's up, Grayson?
What's up?
You celebrated a birthday recently, didn't you?
It was your birthday recently. I have my headset on, so you can't hear you, but I will repeat. It was your
Okay.
birthday recently, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How
old are
old
you?
is he?
7.
7.
Oh man, I remember 7. That was a
Big
rough
time.
year. That was a rough year,
Yeah.
but it's all good.
Well, I mean, I imagine when you were younger, they forced you to wear shirts. You hadn't been
Yeah.
able to emancipate yourself from the linens yet.
Yeah, by the time I have a picture of myself and I was at my grandma's apartment, and I had to be like 8 or 9 or something like that, and I was wearing whitey tighties and I had rollerblades on in the house and I was
Tight.
shirtless.
So not much has changed.
Yeah, except for the whitey tighties and rollerblades. I think if I try to
Fuck
rollerblade
that. Bring it
nowadays,
back.
I'll fall on my ass and make a
When we
fool of
draw the
myself.
cherub of you, it's going to have rollerblades on. You just decided that for me.
And whitey tighties.
Why not?
Most definitely. Let's see here. What's the next picture here? There was one that was a duplicate. Look at that. He looks so
Uh-huh.
takes up the whole screen.
That
When was
was
that?
that
That was
was
a little
that
later.
was for that was for a feature that Cigar Aficionado did on our brand. That was probably 2012, maybe? I don't know, man. Yeah, probably 12, 13. Maybe a little later than that. I might have that fucked up, but you could Google it.
Yeah, I was Googling it, and then I was just finding pictures that, different time periods, and
It's
it,
hard
it's
to concentrate when you're masturbating so feverishly. I understand.
absolutely, I had to make sure I was good for the show. I couldn't be too excited on the show. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And this is the last picture, because that was a little bit. That was before you had some facial hair. The hair was a little different. The urinal, whatever you call that thing, was on the urinal. Oh,
That
I've
is
heard of.
at Havana Phil's.
Okay, yeah. So
Mhm.
I've heard about those urinal, the aimers, I guess you call them, whatever you call them.
I've never heard them referred to as such a thing, but I like that.
What is the name?
I don't know. Whatever you want it to be. Aimers, we're changing it.
Aimers. If you ever want to
Uh-huh.
piss on Matt Booth's face, that's the perfect time to do it.
Uh-huh. Fucking A.
Most definitely. So, what do you have planned for the future of
Well,
things?
I was thinking about having some dinner tonight.
What are you having for dinner?
I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. I'm feasting now on this delightful conversation.
I'm coming to you from the future, so
That's
I've eaten
true.
my dinner. I've eaten my dinner. Although, if I'm
Understood.
honest, afterwards I'll probably end up eating some more too, because that's just how I roll.
I like that. You must remain full. Your tank must be full.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, I only eat generally like twice a day, so I mean, if I do, it's not a big deal if I want to eat a little bit more, because as long as I eat first thing in the morning, I don't really usually do lunch because I'm just not that hungry for lunch. But my
Uh-huh.
God, if I skip breakfast, I
Uh-huh.
have to do lunch. But
Uh-huh.
dinner, I can have a little snacky poo.
Snacky poo. I like that.
Okay, so see, Kevin is very technical. They're called urinal cakes.
He does like his sweets.
He likes the urinal cakes.
Uh-huh.
Whenever he hears the
Uh-huh.
term urinal cakes, his stomach growls. So, what kind of, I mean, what artist or musician have you been feeling lately? We'll talk a little bit of music and stuff because that's something. I'm more of a hip hopper, but I'm sure you got a more eclectic ear than I
Well,
do.
man, I mean, since Apple did me the solid of deleting anything that I hadn't purchased directly from them on my iPhone, I've been falling into their trap and rebuying my music. So I recently downloaded several of my favorite Zach Wild Black Label Society albums. Prior to that, I had re-downloaded Zapp and Roger. Prior to that, I had downloaded Ice T, old school, not new school, and like the Power album, Freedom of
Mm,
Speech album. Mhm.
beautiful.
I like all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, there's so much music out there. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember it all, but I like anything from West Coast hip hop to East Coast, Dirty South, Midwest, like whatever. It's all beautiful to me. And I've even started getting into a little bit more R&B. A little bit of R&B. Just some smooth
Johnny
stuff.
Gill.
I'm gonna have to write some of these things down because a lot of times I'll know certain songs, but I won't know the artist. I mean, for God's sake, I work in a cigar shop all day. We have music playing all day long, so a lot of familiar songs get played, and then if it's something that I know, I'll just start singing along to it. And
Mm. Mm-hmm. Your
so,
voice is the finest music to my ears. Shirtless
you
Mike.
know, Hey, I appreciate that. You know, I used to be a
Have you
rapper.
ever have you I didn't understand that you weren't now. Have you ever interviewed my boy Pizza Mike
No, not yet.
from Wichita?
But
Do you
no,
know him?
Yes, I do. I've talked with him,
Bro,
communicated with him.
Shirtless Mike must interview Pizza Mike.
Listen, people get us confused all the time. Like, not you don't get us confused because obviously you're a smart man. But I was watching. I forgot what show you were on, and somebody was like, "If you were on a deserted island, who would you want to be with?" And he said, "Pizza Mike and Shirtless Mike."
I'd have both of you there. That's all I need.
Absolutely. You know
And
what?
water. I need
You
water.
you will always because you're thirsty.
Mhm.
And not thirsty because your body is thirsty, but we're just some sexy individuals.
Awkward.
No, eventually I'm gonna get Pizza Mike on because he's somebody
You have
that
to, man.
he hasn't been on a whole. I know Jerome Berry from Iconic Smokers has interviewed him, and it was only within the last couple of years I even saw what he looked like.
Uh-huh.
So
He's
no,
the man.
that's definitely in the future. You are now Pizza Nips Mike. No, I'm Shirtless Mike. That's my brand. You can't get it confused, Kevin.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Cigar prop.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
So in the future, have you? I mean, back in the day, you were a musician. You still are a musician because music is awesome. And have you ever thought about getting some people in the cigar industry together who are musicians like you, Pete Johnson? Maybe some others. I'm sure I know there's a lot more. I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anybody out, but have you ever thought of just coming together and just creating like a super band, a super group of cigar industry people?
No.
No,
No.
I think that
But
would be totally original.
one fateful evening in Chattanooga, Tennessee, some of us did do just that.
Oh yeah, and there's
Michael
no video.
Herquast played drums.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I played bass.
I think you guys. I think a super group needs to be assembled
Well, fuck it. You just
in
let me
order
know.
to in order to uh in order to help with box purchases. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's featured on the album, if you buy one of their boxes of cigars, you get a free album.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And I mean, there's enough musicians that people that are musically inclined in the cigar industry where a couple different ones could be could a couple different groups could be formed, and you could do whatever the fuck type of
Correct.
music you could create your own genre of music.
I think we could.
I thought about because I've met some people in the cigar industry that used to rap back in the day. I thought about maybe putting out a mixtape.
Patrick Vivolo.
Oh, he used to rap. Well, I know he's been into hip hop. I didn't know he used to rap though.
Mm-hmm. You got to get
Maybe
him on the album, bro.
I gotta hear. I gotta hear how he flows, bro. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call him after this show. Be like, yo, I need to hear some
Call him.
flows.
Yeah, just tell him freestyle for me on this phone. Booth told me. Do it.
Hold on. I'm gonna call him right now. I'm gonna see if he'll answer his phone right now. I'm just gonna fucking do this shit.
Unbelievable. Look at what I've started.
Listen, Herf Zone Live is we're not your typical show. You know what I mean? We do some real shit.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Let's see if he. Can you hear that?
I can hear it. Everybody can hear it.
Cool.
Loudly, in fact.
Good.
He thinks you're calling to complain about an order. He doesn't want to talk to you.
We don't carry La Polina.
He thinks you're trying to order room 101 from him.
Oh, you've reached Petting Me.
V,
No, he knows.
you missed
He
your
knows.
shot, bro.
I could have made him famous, but it's all good.
Unbelievable. You got to take the shot when it's there, man. I mean, sometimes you only
Absolutely.
get one.
I mean, now I know how Mike and Mike feel when they call people spontaneously on their podcast. Although they got equipment to hook it up to the phone and have a little bit different setup. But now I know how they feel. You have to set that shit up in advance. But I mean, I've gotten more spontaneous over time, and it works. Frankly,
I dig it.
most
I'm your biggest
definitely.
fan.
No, I'm your biggest fan, bro. Now, we're getting towards the end of the show. Rather than just talk nonsense, leave the people with some words of wisdom. I keep it at like an hour or less. Leave the people with some words of wisdom straight from Boothy's mouth.
Well, first of all, I didn't know we were talking nonsense.
No,
But
no,
that's
we're
fine.
not. No, so we don't start talking
Oh,
nonsense.
huh?
So we don't
Again?
start.
Or
So we don't
now?
start.
Huh? I would say, look, make sure to wash your hands regularly, brush your teeth, take good care of yourself, smoke Room 101 cigars, transact with fine Room 101 products, take care of yourself. An exercise in self-care a day is an exercise in the extension of your life and your physical and psychological well-being.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You like that?
That's beautiful.
I don't even remember what I just said.
Oh, I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna go back after this show. I'm gonna write it down. That's gonna be my new mantra every single day before I leave
There
for
you go.
work. I'm gonna
There you
memorize
go.
it. Maybe.
Do it.
So cool. Well, brother, first of all, I know I've congratulated you, on the new venture and everything, and wanted to get the story out there. Just check to see how you've been. You are now a regular guest on Herf's Zone Live. This is
That's
appearance
right.
number 2, and we also, yearly or every so often you'll be coming on because you are, cigar industry family, and I always appreciate your care and interest in what I do, and and I know I feel the same way, and I want to make sure that that's reciprocated, and to make sure that Room 101 is always staying on top like you always have been for the last 13 years, brother. And it is an honor to have you on the show. And everybody out there that is watching, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and all that. We're almost at 500 subscribers, and I'll let you know when we're not live so we can talk that real shit.